Alright, so here's that Titan. I didn't want to do a full-blown video, so I'm doing a short. So, I've honed it twice. And it shaves. It's not the best razor in the world. The spine weight here is significant at this point. Originally, I think I blew the math, but the bevel on this it came in still okay, just not as good as I thought it was. Right now, it's a little over 17 degrees, still in a decent area, so that's something to remark about. I've had to take this grinder to the heel twice, and admittedly, I didn't do like the best job in the world, but basically, I just got annoyed, so I didn't want to finesse it. I just wanted to get it done so I could be honing on thin steel. The metal back here in the shoulder area was too thick, and it was putting the blade on an angle, and it would never straighten out. So overall, the scales are wood, but they're clunky, and if you look here, you can see that they're not set up well. This is not really a wedge, just a clunk of metal they shoved in there. There's I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, you can kind of catch a glimpse. That's a pin. It's a giant pin. This isn't really a bolster. It's just a piece of metal shoved on there. And it's smooth enough, but there's no need for it to be there. This inlay, whatever. Okay, so that's all right. And these are really wood, but, they're clunky and they don't balance right. In shaving, they just don't feel good. The weight is off. The pivot washers in here are ginormous. They're just too fat, and I think they're made out of either like rubber or plastic or silicone. You can't get good tension here. It just squishes, and you never get like what I call good tension. The blade centers, you can just close it safely, whatever, so that part's fine. The pin work on this side is just a big flat nail head, and on the other side you have a flat washer, and they peen over, so it's functional. The tip down here is fine. It is not uncomfortable when you're shaving. It's not too fat. It's, for me, it's a decent size. But overall, seriously, at $75, there's very little here to, consider value, you can see where it says on the blade, 70, that indicates that this is supposed to be some kind of Acro steel, 70 HRC. It's not, okay? I can't find anything about Acro steel or any of their steels outside of advertisement or people trying to pimp these blades. So, I don't know what to tell you about that. But it's not 70 Rockwell, okay? People who said it's hard, I think they're confused. I think they're confusing wear resistance with hardness. I think they're using the wrong stones to try and hone this into a shape. So I read somebody use the Shapton 320 glass. I would not use that. I used a Naniwa 600. It's got I guess you could call a fairly soft matrix, and it cuts into this steel very well. Remember, it's stainless, it has chromium, it has wear resistance that carbon steels don't have. So I think people are mistaking that for hardness, because honestly, this is not that hard. It honed as easily as anything else, really. If I compare it to, gold dollar, let me close this, gold dollar, $5 blade. Okay, so I got a plastic case. This came with a wooden case. Okay, I don't keep things in cases. You look, you see a lot of spine wear. I also had to grind the heel, same as I did on the Titan. These are like the shittiest scales in the world. Again, there's a fake third pin in there to keep it open. It'll work. Whatever. I've actually worked on these scales. You can tell the, what do you call it, the stack washers. That's not factory. I never thought I'd ever say this, but Gold Dollar is a better value than this Titan. Okay, this is not 70 Rockwell. I think it is stainless of some type, but I don't think it's all that special. It's fairly easy to hone. Takes an edge. I'm shaving with it. Edge started to fall off the same way, one of these would. So, yeah, I don't have anything, special to say about this blade. I don't hate it. But I wouldn't buy another one for $74. I think it's a ripoff. I read somebody has like over 10 of these things. I just cannot imagine anybody willingly spending that kind of money on these. Maybe they love them. I don't know. I don't love them. All right. These are just uncomfortable to hold and shave with. All right. So I'm editing this and I realized that I forgot to mention something or a couple of somethings. So I'm stuffing this back into the first vid clip, so this might come in a little awkward. Anyway, something I wanted to talk about. When I got this, there was a factory bevel on it that was horrendous. It was apparently sharpened, okay, on a belt. The striations looked to be like 100 grit, maybe 150, very deep, right? And the bevel, the factory bevel, if you want to call it that, was very uneven. So there was a major waver in it. So to get that out took a bunch of work. I lost some width on the blade because of it. So I just wanted to mention that. Right? That's the way mine came. It was literally terrible. It took a lot of work to get that out. The other thing is shave quality. People want to get into, well, how did it shave? Well, it's got an edge and it shaved. It didn't shave, I didn't get that warm, fuzzy feeling. I didn't get that super close edge. And yes, I know how to hone. I know how to hone stainless. I know how to hone hard and sharpen hard steel. So it's not user error time, okay? I don't believe this steel on a stone is all that great in the sense of it taking what I call a very accurate apex, okay? I did look at it on a scope a couple of times, and it kind of looks like generic stainless to me. And when I'm trying to refine stainless to that degree, sometimes the apex doesn't look that great, and that's what this looked like. I can see why people would want to live with this blade on pastes. If you're doing spine leading on pastes on any kind of substrate, you're probably going to overcome that liability. I was able to shave, but I didn't get that 20-hour shave, okay? It was just like a regular shave. It was an average shave. I could live with it, okay? I don't need to get 20, 23, 24, 28-hour shaves. It's actually a pain in the ass because it throws off my whole schedule. But it's really nice to know, I have a couple of Sheffields that are honed up to that degree, and they go there for me, and I love that. I would not get that out of this on a stone. I could get that out of this using pastes or something to that effect. And so there's that. So shave quality was okay, tolerable, not great, not super, not worth the price of admission. Honestly, I would buy a Ralph Aust or a Dovo Best. You get better steel, you get better value, you get a more well-constructed shaving tool. I think it would be advantageous to go that route. Cost another $20, $25 or something like that. Yeah, I don't really like either of these, to be honest. I don't shave with the Gold Dollar. It just stays over here in a case. And I'm going to shave a few more times in this, and then probably, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I might throw it out. I might give it away. I might just throw it in the drawer and see what happens. But anyway, that's it. That's my short. All right? Take care. Talk to you soon.